Last week when I was teaching, I had this topic come up and it struck me. Somebody asked me about the difference between corporate strategy, business strategy, and functional strategy. Now, this struck me because everyone who's taken my classes know that I have a business analyst, functional analyst, and technical analyst. And I talk about how we shouldn't get hung up on the words that are associated with each one. For example, a technical analyst could be a systems architect, a lead developer. There's just so many different titles they could take on. And at first, I was wondering if this had to do with like a delineation of roles thing. But then I quickly realized that that's not the case, and that's not what it was trying to do. So then I said, okay, if that's not true, then what is it trying to do? How is this going to function? And I came up with this. So let me put together my thoughts and what I put together and see if it aligns with what your thoughts are. So the difference between corporate strategy, business strategy, and functional strategy lies primarily in the scope, time horizon, and focus of what we're trying to do. So these three levels form a sort of hierarchy that ensures all parts of a diversified organization are aligned, moving from the broad long-term vision all the way down to a specific day-to-day action. So the structure of strategies is often visualized as a pyramid, with the corporate strategy at the top providing the overall direction, the North Star, if you will. The business strategy in the middle defining how to compete in specific markets, and the functional strategy at the bottom detailing the execution that has to happen within each department to deliver things at the next level. So if we're talking about the corporate strategy or the highest level of strategic planning, it's concerned with the overall direction, scope, and resource allocation for the entire organization, especially in a diversified company that has multiple businesses. So if we look at scope and level, it would be organization-wide, top-level management, CEO, board of directors. It usually looks at a long-term horizon, often 5+ years. I usually say 3 is the max I like to go. The key question, what business should we be in, and how should the corporate parent add value to it? Their focus is portfolio-level management, value creation, and synergy across the different business units. So if we're talking about diversification, for example, when it comes to decisions, should we enter a new industry like Amazon expanding from e-commerce to cloud computing with AWS? Acquisitions and divestments, should we buy a competitor or sell off an underperforming business unit? Resource allocation, which business unit gets the largest capital investment for future growth? Geographic scope, in which countries or regions will the corporation compete and where will we not compete? Those are probably the crux of understanding corporate strategy. If we take it down to the next level for business strategy is something a little bit different. Business strategy, also called competitive strategy, is concerned with how one specific business unit or a non-diversified single business company will gain and sustain a competitive advantage within its particular market or industry. So if you start thinking about specific strategic business units or product lines or business unit managers, it's a medium term, typically 3 to 5 years. And the key question they're asking is, how do we compete successfully in this specific market? The competitive advantage or focus, their focus should be competitive advantage, outperforming rivals using either cost, leadership differentiation, or focus strategy. So pricing and value proposition, how we position our product, offering the lowest cost like Walmart, or offering superior quality and innovation like Apple. Which specific customer segments will we serve? What unique features will differentiate us from our competitors? Real business example is Tesla. Their business strategy focused on differentiation through cutting-edge battery technology, integrated software, and a unique direct-to-customer sales model to achieve a competitive edge. If you're talking about functional strategy, the how to support, that's the lowest level of strategy, focusing on specific details, action plans for each major department or functional area of the business. The primary role is to support the overarching business strategies. So individual departments like marketing, human resources, finance, operations. The time horizon is typically a year or less, like a roadmap. And the question should be, how can our department efficiently and effectively support the business strategy? The focus should be on operational excellence and making sure that we are doing the things that we need to do to be efficient and effective, optimizing resources and processes within the department to execute a business strategy. So when it comes to marketing, creating a specific digital advertising campaign to target a customer segment, or for HR, implementing a new training program to ensure employees have skills needed, operations or productions, streamlining a supply chain process, or a real business example. If business strategy for a luxury brand is differentiation, the HR functional manager will be to recruit and retain the highest skilled designers, while production functional strategy will focus on minimizing defects and sourcing the highest quality materials, regardless of cost. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you the crux. That's going to do it. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care. Bye now.